has a short bow in it. On the other side, he has a collection of stilettos. Um, he kind of takes things as they are as best he can, and kind of just wishes to live on the moment. He is currently on a pilgrimage uh, for fate to see what he is supposed to do.
Alright, you arrive at the Ashen Roof, a fairly nice tavern. Uh, Old stone brick walls and a relatively modest wooden door entryway awaits you on the inside.
Oh, well, it's a tavern, so I should walk in.
Alright, as you enter, the tavern is it's about noonish, so not too many people are out and about drinking, but there are a few individuals who are having food, drinking, talking. But
Okay,
you will notice that there is a individual behind the bar who is serving everyone. It
that
is
seems to be where I need to go.
it is a uh, bronze dragonborn, uh, very muscular, very broad, who is attending to who you presume to be the locals.
Okay, I will go up there, and I'll be like, when he's good time, I'm gonna wave him and say, "Hello, I'd like to get something to eat and drink."
Oh, also, I do have ambiance. I put it in the DM general, no mic DM general. So if you want to play that, you can. Alright, as you approach the individual, he will. I have a, I have a hotkey, so I can do this now. Oh, wrong one. Oh no! Oh god! I ruined it. Yay! But yay, hotkey! I'm so excited for that. He will turn
Was
around
anyone else just sent to the moon?
to the moon.
I still exist on this planet.
No, like you were saying you hit a hotkey and like you hit the hotkey and I zoomed all the way out for some reason.
Oh, that's weird. Did anyone else zoom out?
I zoomed out, but I didn't go to the moon.
Hmm.
I stayed within the atmosphere.
I'm fine.
Hmm, that's weird. Don't know why that happened. Oh, it's because I know why. I know why. It's because I hit Control F, which shifts your view to my view. That's why that happened.
That's awesome. Sorry about that.
Can I still get something to eat and drink though?
Yes, you can. As you approach and ask the individual for food and drink, he will turn around quickly and will greet you. Oh, yes, of course. You can eat and drink all you like. Um, what would you like? We have a selection of beverages, ales, grogs,
Do you?
wines.
Yeah, I would love to get some wine and bread.
Ah, good, good. Wine. Would you like a bottle or a glass?
Oh, can I get a glass,
No.
please?
He'll turn around, pick, pull a glass out from under the cabinet, uncork a fairly nice looking bottle of wine and pour it and hand it to you. There you are. Would you like to open a tab?
Uh, I don't know how long I'm gonna be here, so sure.
Good. Name.
Rule.
He will write that down on a notepad. And you, bread, yes. He'll come over here, open up the door, and will yell at someone else in a language. Do you know Draconic?
Nope, not at all.
Okay, he yells in a language you do not know. And he'll walk back. It'll be just a few seconds.
Oh, thanks.
He'll go back to the door. And a strange hand will poke out with a plate with bread on it, and he'll take the plate and walk back to you. Here you are.
Oh, thank you. I'll take the bread, I'll tear it off and dunk it in the wine and put it in my mouth.
He looks at you strangely.
What? It's a great way to eat wine. So I was coming over here. I heard there's something that's been going on in this town.
Yeah, well, there's a few things going around. Anything in particular?
Well, I heard there was these beasts, and I was gonna see if I could actually hunt them.
Oh, yes, you must be here for the officer's call. Yes. Strange beasts that have been creatures, not really even beasts, I would say, but strange things popping up, just wreaking havoc all over the town.
Has anybody been hurt because of this, or is
Oh,
it just
yes, many.
damage?
People are injured, some killed, property damages. He'll motion to a door behind him and to your right, over here.
Yeah, my right. Okay.
You can meet the officer that way.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll take the bread, I'll dip some more in the wine, and I'll walk over here as I'm kind of munching on things. I will open the door.
Alright, you open the door. The door is unlocked and you open it. As you walk inside, you will see a not finely dressed individual, but an individual dressed in full plate armor that denotes his position and title. Red garments over his armor, with a spear to his side and a shield behind him, sitting at the head of the table.
Hello, I'm Rule. I heard you were looking for some people for some assistance.
Oh, yes. You're one of the ones coming to answer the call, yes?
Yeah, I figured it'd be a good hunt to see if I'm supposed to do this.
Good. Take a seat, please.
Okay, I don't really know your name. Could I get that at least?
Of course, my name is Officer Johnson.
Johnson.
Yes,
Oh, thank you
Johnson.
very much, Johnson. Yeah, sure. I'll sit down and I'll just munch on the wine and eat some bread. Are we waiting for anybody else, or is it just me?
Oh, yes, we're waiting for a few more individuals who said they would be interested. And with that, let's see who comes next. Alright, that is Kin.
Alright, give me a hot second. Fiery hot second.
Haha! I see what you did there.
Hey!
Hey. Okay. She will approach. This is the door, right? How do I point?
Spacebar.
Yeah. This is the door, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna walk up to the door. I'm gonna be looking both ways. Kind of nervous, kind of almost skittish. And I will go through. And I'll just quickly move to the counter, trying to keep my face forward without looking anywhere. And I'll look at the barkeep and I'll be like, excuse me.
The individual will look up at you and notice the skittish woman approach. Oh, hello there. Interest you in drink or food?
No, I'm just here for a job. Is there usually this many people around here?
Well, at this time of day, yes.
Oh, okay. I'm here for a
I-
job.
Normally we have more people at, later in the evening. If you want to come back and have more entertainment, then is when things get a little bit nicer around here. But,
There's more people.
well,
No,
yes.
no, it's fine. It's fine. I'm here for a job. I'm
Oh,
just here for a
okay.
job.
Very well. What job specifically?
Something about creatures.
Oh, okay. You're one of the ones for the officer. Yes. He'll point
Yeah.
to the door. You can find him past that way.
Okay, thank you. Just quickly scurries off. Tries not to look at anybody.
All right. You.
Oop.
Oh,
How do I
you.
unsnap to grid? Yeah.
Right click. Snap to grid and click that. And now you're free.
I don't see the button.
Oh, I did it.
All right, thank you. Is this where the job where the creatures are?
The man at the end will look up, notice the very skittish woman squarely peeking through the door. Oh, yes. You're here for the job to cleanse the city.
Yes. Yeah, that's why I'm here. Yes.
Yeah, yes, you're in the right place.
Okay. I'm just gonna sit over here.
Very well.
Is it just us three?
Oh, no, I expect there'll be 3 more individuals coming.
There's gonna be more? Oh, okay.
Oh, well, yes. I'm afraid you may need them. 2 of
Okay.
you most likely die.
Die! Starts looking around nervously.
She's gonna need that couch for some therapy sessions. Alright, let's see.
And just for a quick clarification, I am a human, just with a mask on and stuff.
Of course.
Yeah.
Alright, that is... Toroyan? Tarian? I don't...
Tarian.
Say it again.
Tarian.
Toyoyan.
Yep.
Cool. I'm gonna call you Mr. T for short.
Mr. T! I see where this is going. Okay, yeah.
No, Toyoyan.
Alright, so, Tara-
sorry. I was in the middle of eating this mouthful of bread.
you almost choke on it there with the Mr. T reference?
It's just don't worry. I'm just let me. It'll go back down the right too. Just gotta get out of the wrong one first.
Fair enough. Alright, so, Tarian is actually a undiluted black dragonborn. Bit of a behemoth, standing at about 6'7". He appears to be very well built beneath the chainmail armor that he wears. However, there is a certain distinct way that his eyes move that betray a certain amount of childlike wonder as he sort of is looking around at this town that he's in, because this is very much different from his home continent of Zem. How tall is the doorway leading into the tavern, by the way?
It's about 8-9 feet.
Okay, so he can easily fit in without having to duck.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, Tarian will go ahead and enter the tavern, still kind of looking around at sort of the way just everything is built and like the different colors of like the woods and materials used in the construction here. He sees like the bartender over here, right?
Yes, as you look around, the building is sturdily made, more so for function more than looks. Hard wooden floors, big wooden pillows that hold up the ceiling. It's a very modest place, modestly built. But yes, you do see the bronze dragon bowl standing behind the counter, serving guests.
Alright, so after checking out the architecture, Tyrion's gonna kind of make direct eye contact with the bartender, like make his way over here.
Yeah, in case everyone didn't hear, if you want to unsnap from grid, you can right-click your token, and at close to the very bottom, where it says snap to grid, you can uncheck that.
Ah,
So I
there
forgot
it
about
is.
that one. But seeing that it is a fellow Dragonborn across the counter from him, Tyrion will actually go ahead and like incline his head respectfully towards the elder Dragonborn, and in Draconic say, "Greetings. I was not expecting one of the clansmen here."
He'll give you a nod back. Oh, greetings. Yes. This is my home for many generations. Can I interest you in food or drink?
There is drink aplenty here, as
Yes. We are a tavern.
I see perhaps some small amount of food and a drink would be of the appropriate. He's kind of shuffling around, not really sure how to phrase things right now. Appropriate necessity.
See, appropriate. I see. I think I know what you want then. He'll reach under the counter and basically just pull out a not very distinct bottle and hand it to you. There you are. Would you like to open a tab?
Tab? Forgive me, I am used to the wandering clans.
Yes. Would you like to continue to drink without paying, but before you leave the establishment, the tavern, pay in full the amount you owe? Preferably in monetary, as in gold, silver, or copper.
Tyrion will kind of blink at the description, but then, like, eagerly nod. Yes, I think that would be appropriate, as I'm uncertain of how long I will be here. I am supposed to meet with an officer of the local guard concerning recent attacks.
Good, I'll write you down for a tab. Name?
Gold, Tyrion.
He'll write in a little notebook. As far as for the job you just described, you're here for the officer, I believe. You can find him, points to the door. Past that door there. In the meeting room.
Tyrion will kind of click his digigrade heels together and kind of give the bartender a slight bow. Thank you for your assistance. I shall return as soon as I know when we are ready to leave to pay the tab.
He would nod. Good.
And then Tyrion will make his way over to the door, and he'll kind of stand there for a minute awkwardly, and then just kind of raise one knuckle, trying to be very careful, not sure how sturdy the door is, and just give it a couple quick raps, just doof, doof.
Come in.
Tyrion will enter and kind of like, again, looking around at the people that are currently in the area. There was a call sent out for the investigation of recent attacks. I believe I am in the right place.
The officer will nod. Yes, if you're here for the recent attack, you're in the right place. Please, take a seat.
Very well. And Tyrion will go ahead and sit down. Just kind of like looking over the table at the other two, then look over at the officer.
I'll wave with a piece of bread in my hand.
Tyrion will just kind of awkwardly like raise one hand and just like try and mimic the motion.
I am looking everywhere but you. Try not to make eye contact.
Terran will look over at the officer and just be like, "Is this the full squadron, or are we waiting for more battle brothers and sisters?" He says, looking across the Rankin.
I believe there'll be
What?
2 more individuals who will be showing up.
Battle Brothers? That sounds ominous.
Do you not do battle as groups, as battle siblings?
Oh, I mean, I fight all the time, but not as siblings. It's usually, it's more of like a hunter prey thing, or like individual acts. So I'm not used to doing that part. But I could see how it's useful.
Terran kind of nods as he kind of just like uncorks the bottle that the bartender gave him and kind of takes like a cautious sip.
All right, as you take a sip, the drink he gave you is not particularly delicious or fragrant. It is, for the most part, bare to the bones, necessity alcohol.
Taro approves.
Oh, my name is Rule, by the way. What's yours?
Tarian of Klein Gold, and he'll kind of like reach across with like this one like meaty clawed hand and just like offer his hand to you.
Is there? Yeah, I will put a piece of bread in your hand.
Taro blinks rapidly for a moment, and then just kind of retracts and looks at the bread. Thank you, and just shoves the entire piece of bread into his maw.
Okay, that sounds good. And I'll finish up the last of my bread. And you're like, okay, I guess my snack's done.
All right, let's see who shows up next. All right, Eda.
We'll go with Edda.
Okay.
So, got our boy Edda. He walks up to the bar, and he looks fairly hurried and impatient for anyone looking at him from the outside. He's a fairly tall but fairly gaunt-looking high elf, wearing ragged adventuring clothes, definitely fairly worse for wear, torn. It definitely looks like he hasn't had a lot of time off the road anytime recently. As he walks up, he looks at a small piece of paper that he unfurls, looks up at the bar name, furls it back, pushes right through the door without waiting, and steps inside. He takes a look around. And what he's looking for, I mean, he's looking for whoever is running this particular meeting here. And you said the bar was fairly not particularly busy at the moment, and people inside just look like they're regulars. No one looks like they're holding a meeting or anything out here.
Correct. What you currently see is exactly what you just said.
Okay. Are there any other patrons at the moment?
Oh, yes. That brings up this.
Couple.
For the most part, just random NPCs that will not have tokens.
Right.
That does not mean there are not people in the room. It just means I did not put them there because I do not want to lag out the solo.
Sure.
But yes,
so
you do.
There's just a couple, like, not particularly packed at the moment.
Yes, you do see a few individuals. There's a couple people at one table. There's like one guy sitting in the corner. There's someone sitting by the fireplace. There's a few people sitting around.
So enough for me to fairly quickly determine, as I kind of pace through, that none of these people are remotely what I'm looking for. I just sort of side-eye the bartender as I walk past.
Yes.
And I see the door in the back here and the door to the the kitchen ostensibly. Do I see 3 doors here? I think I see on the map. I
You
see
see-
one.
If you zoom out a little bit, you see a door here leading to a room that you don't really know what it is. You see a door here, most likely emergency exit door, or way for them to quickly get stuff in and out for the bar. And you see a door here, and actually two doors here, leading to again another room you don't know what it is, but you could presume that it is the kitchen.
It's behind the bar. So.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm just going to immediately walk over to the room that is unlikely to be the kitchen. And I'm just gonna push my way in and stand in the door frame and just scan the room.
Alright, as you scan the room, you see what looks like a modest meeting room, long table. There is the officer sitting on one side, and you see 3 other individuals. As you enter, he will look to you and say, "Hello, are you here for the job?"
So this posting where I would have heard about it, would this have been something on like a wanted board? Like where would I have heard of this?
Really just depends on how you want to do it. But for the most part, this job would have been posted on like notice boards, job boards.
Okay.
If you would have went by a guard at one point, he would have been like, "Yeah, this one's like crap going on down there. Hey, you want to help us with this?" And sent you towards the officer.
Sure.
Well,
Would there be like a name of a contact down there, or would it just be like a time and a place?
what you were all told, however it was that you found out, was that you needed to meet at the Ashen Roof with the officer. No real name was given on the notice boards, but
Okay.
it's you could have known his name. It's not too far fetched that you would have known his name was Officer Joseph.
All right. So as I enter the room, I scan, and I see the man who's talking to me, and I pull out the piece of paper again, and on it I've got basically a copy of one of the job notices that would have gone by, and I just sort of quickly skim it, look at him, look at the others in the room who are clearly not civilians. They're clearly armed and armored, and I just sort of nod and scroll it back up and put away, pace into the room, say, "Is this you, Officer Johnson? Are you here for do you require my assistance?"
You'll notice the paper that you just kind of held up. From this distance, you can't really get a good look at it. He was like, "I am here waiting for 2 more individuals or to help with the aid of the town. Are you one of those individuals?"
Yes, I let a guard know on the outside of town that I'd be here, and been scrounging ever since. This town is not anything much to say for food, I must say. But I'm here now, and that's what matters, so I imagine we must make haste.
You would nod. Ah, good. Well, please sit down. We're waiting for one more individual. So,
Edda
to-
makes the mention about there not being a lot of food here. Taryn kind of like looks across to Rule and kind of leans a little bit. Is this not a normal amount of food here?
I don't know. They offered food, so I took it.
So let me go over basically the setup of the town. The town is not nothing massive. It's fairly average. It has what you could presume just by the number of houses and businesses around it. It has a few hundred, maybe roughly 1,000 or so occupants who actively live in the town. Trade and whatnot would bring tourists or just people traveling for business. So at any one time, the town would have 2,000 range, something like that.
So it's reasonably big.
It's a decent sized town.
Is it more lower class, or is there like a particular like academic or militaristic or any sort of focus here?
For this town in particular, there is not really an upper class. It's more of a kind of just stops at middle class, but they're all lower class on the visuals. You know, homeless, slums in some parts. But there isn't like any extravagant mansions or anything around town. It's
Right.
more like just in this town you kind of get to middle class if you know you're in business or something like that, and then that's kind of where you peter off at.
Certainly no libraries or repositories of knowledge of note.
Of note, no, but there would be some, yeah.
Yeah, there'd be some. Yep, I'm with you. Then I just sort of kind of pace the room for a second, peek out this. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be maybe not a window. I thought that was a window. I just sort of paced to the back
That is
of
a
the
window.
room. Oh, is it?
Yes.
Dope. I zoomed in and it looked like more wall, but now I see it's thinner. And I just sort of give it a glance, kind of left, right, real quick, look back at the room and just lean against it and watch.
Tyron will kind of notice that behavior and kind of like squint his eyes a little bit. Are you expecting danger here?
Are you not? Why
Well,
are we here?
Well,
To hunt.
I assumed that if there were danger in the town, that there would be some form of warning.
Well, we're here to fight, and I shall be prepared for it.
My father often says that the warrior who is constantly at the ready will find themselves exhausted when they need to be ready.
Well, maybe that's true for humans.
Hey, you know that is kind of true there, Tyron. If I was always at the ready, it would be exhausting.
Yes, well, forgive me this act of concern then. I apologize if it unnerves you. And you can kind of tell he's just saying it to end the conversation.
And
Hey,
with
Tyron.
that, our final contestant. Woo!
No pressure.
No pressure, just all the pressure.
Alright. So, coming up to the door, be what appears to be a human woman, pretty tall, kind of wiry, black hair, brown, very light brown, almost amber eyes, has a lot of scars on her face, from like fencing scars. She looks a little flustered, a little bit annoyed. She's kind of adjusting her armor and her clothing a bit as she's walking up, and she's looking at the sign, looking at the door, looking a little bit, cringing a little bit, but then eventually she does just come on through in the door and have a look around. She's going to take a moment and cringe a little bit more, but politely.
Polite
She's
cringing.
going to
Polite cringe.
polite cringe, and then she's going to very gingerly make her way through to the bar, and she's going to very politely and patiently wait her turn, and then try and get the barkeep's attention.
As you approach, he is not entirely busy, so he will come straight to you. Oh, hello. Can I interest you in food or drink?
Yes, thank you. It would be most appreciated if you could perhaps give me some information.
Yes.
I am here in regards to a contract. I am here to meet an officer, I believe.
Ah. He'll point to a door. He's behind that door.
Ah, thank you very much. Could I also trouble you perhaps for a bottle of wine?
Oh, of course. He'll reach under the cabinet and put it on the table. There you are. Would you like to open the tab?
That may be wise, since I will probably be here for some time. Thank you. My name is Lisa Ayaz. Much obliged. She's going to take the wine, look over at it, cringe politely again, stow it in her bag.
Yeah, peasant wine.
Give the bartender a nice little bow, and then just kind of make her way, trying not to get too close to anyone as she's going.
It may be peasant wine, but the discerning alcoholic can find good alcohol anywhere.
It's true. And then she will knock on the door 3 times and just wait.
Come in.
She'll come in, and she will open her mouth to speak, stop, look through at each person in the room in turn slowly, and then she's going to try and keep her face blank as she can, and she's going to sniff the air a little bit, and she's going to try and do it subtly, and she's going to use her divine sense.
Oh.
I've actually got a macro for it. Don't
Well,
feel-
as you sniff the air, it's a little pungent. Smells of alcohol, food, fireplace going right beside you.
Yeah, but
Not terrible,
if
but not great either.
I pop this guy.
Oh God.
So she's gonna kind of sniff around, and she's looking for any celestial fiends or undead within 60 feet, because she's not quite trusting of the people in the room.
Within 50? 60.
In 60 feet.
That's actually a good macro. I like that it does this for you. Let's see here. Celestial fiends or undead. Nope, nothing. Not a one. Wait, hold on. Where's my warlock at?
That's rule.
Nope, nothing.
She'll look a little surprised, and then we'll fix her eyes on what appears to be the most civilized man in the room, which appears to be maybe Johnson. She kind of looks at Edda a little bit briefly, but then goes back to looking at Johnson, and she'll bow and say, "Hello, I'm here in regards to freelance work for some form of contract. Yes."
Ah, yes. Good. Please, take a seat. Looks like everyone's here.
Thank you very much. And she will sit down and adjust her armor a bit and just sort of politely glare at each person in the room.
Taran will sit up a little bit straighter under the scrutiny, feeling like he's back in boot camp.
Ken will quickly look away.
She's so judgy, but she does it so politely. You can't be mad at her.
Politely stabs you.
Like as she's looking at me, I'm just going to be finishing my drink, so I just don't see the glare the entire time.
Alright.
Edda would meet her stare, sizing her up as well. Just trying to gauge that she's likely seen her fair share of combat by the way she entered the room, which he keeps a fairly blank face, but kind of nods a little bit, looks away.
And she'll return that even if he doesn't see it.
Alright. As everyone has arrived, most of them have taken their seats, some lounging more than others. The officer will move his chair up, sit up right, and will put out a couple of documentation on the table.
I'll grab one and look at it.
As
And likewise.
you are mostly aware, the reason why you have been procured, however you would like to say it, is because the town is had recent attacks as of late. Strange creatures that, as far as we know of, are not native to Aag, have recently popped up after recent attacks, going back roughly a few weeks. Many have been wounded, some killed, businesses, homes have been threatened, property damage has gone through exceedingly unwarranted levels, and unfortunately me and my men haven't been able to qualm the onslaught. We have
I'm not allowed to go in the jungle.
Edo would intervene at some point and just, you said creatures.
yes.
Details, sir. What are we looking at here? What makes this out of the ordinary?
Well, the creatures are grotesque. Bodies that aren't quite, that's the proper word, they're not quite fully realized. It's almost like they were being created and then stopped halfway through, as if they weren't fully fleshed out ideas from whatever God decided to create them. Just
And your experts, what source do they think these are from? Is it divine? Is it arcane? Demonic?
well, we aren't quite sure. Our resources here are very limited, and our ways of the arcane or magics are limited even still. That's why we have sought outside help. Any motions to you all?
So, like, is it their top half, their left half? Like, which part of it is, like, real and which part of it's not?
I can assure you they are 100% real all the way through. It's just that the creatures, the flesh seems to just slough off. Bones are exposed. It's a sight to behold, really. It's nightmarish.
So it's like if someone boiled meat for 6 hours.
He will nod his head to the side, and I suppose so, yes. It's
You boil your meat?
Yeah, you can boil meat, especially if you've been holding on to it for a couple weeks. Sometimes it keeps it longer.
An act of desperation, but it can be done. At least in the culinary sense.
Lisa is going to look over towards Edda and kind of give him a kind of knowing look. And then look between Tarion and Rule, and then sort of lean forward and like, so, is there anywhere particularly that you are aware that they are coming from? A particular direction or some such?
he'll motion to some of the papers they handed out. Yes, in this dossier that I provided on some basic knowledge, the attacks, as I said before, started roughly 2 weeks ago. There was one house in particular that has taken the most damage, and we can't really find out why. They've done massive damage to that one particular house, as every other attack just seems to be random mayhem. It was.
So
Go on.
they are attacking a property. These are beasts. You say they're not. They're not. They're not intelligent creatures.
They don't appear to be. No, they. Ever since that first attack, there just seems to be mayhem, just random attacks on people and properties, and just destruction. That first attack, it's almost like they wanted that building destroyed, and they did it. It's nothing but ashes now, for the most part.
Was
Did it-
there anyone living in that property at the time of the attack?
Records show that there was one individual who lived there. Mr. He'll look through the documents. It's not here. And I can't recall the name currently, and it's not here in my documents. But yes, there was one individual who lived there, but if he was there, he didn't make it out. We never found a body.
Well, maybe he just wasn't there because he didn't find the body.
A stunning piece of intellectual wizardry there. But it is certainly something I think that should be investigated if it has not been thoroughly already.
You would, yes, if you have any knowledge of the arcane or any sort of divine inclinations, that is what I would put you at starting first. Perhaps you could find something that my men and I could not.
Is there perhaps someone in this town that might have more knowledge of the person that was living in that particular house?
To my knowledge, I'm not really sure. I could get the name for you. We have it on file. I just don't have it in my notes here. I could give it to you whenever you report back.
Very well. One more question, considering the nature of these attacks. You say they attack properties and people. What happens to the victims of the attacks?
Well, for those that die, we send them to their families if they have any, and they proceed with burials or what have you. For
Have
those
you-
who don't have families, we bury them in usually unmarked graves.
Oh, that's unfortunate. One question, Officer Joseph. I was wondering if you were able to fell any of these creatures yourself, you and your men.
Oh yes, we've been able to drive off the creatures for most of the attacks, if not all of them.
So, does that mean you guys have a spare body lying around, and you could tell us what maybe if you guys had any particular strategy that was effective against them?
Oh, as far as a body, no, we do not. That is one of the mysteries of these creatures. As soon as they die, they melt under like these puddles of just gunk.
So it's like they fell in lava.
In a way, not so much. Lava would just burn everything away. This is more like a puddle of rancid meat that's been left out for years.
It smells as though it's rotting then.
Well, the creatures don't really smell as if they're rotting, they smell more as if they're burning. But to answer your other question, is effective. We have found the most effective way to kill these things is to just stab them a lot.
That is quite the direct approach.
That is a pretty effective way of killing things. This is true.
Would I, through any of my academic background, know of anything that sounds familiar to this? Could I like roll an Arcana check maybe?
Give me an intelligence check.
Flat intelligence.
Yeah.
Um. Okay, hang on.
Oh my!
All right. With the knowledge that you have,
His glasses.
adjust glasses. With the knowledge that you have gained so far in his first-hand eyewitness accounts, these creatures don't sound as if they are beasts exactly, as far as the term would go. These sound more like they are, could be a few things. They could be not aberrations. They could be elementals. They could even be fiends.
Yes, that's what I'm worried of.
Or they could be monstrosities even.
Do they sound like they are, to me, would I be leaning more that they are summoned or that they are artificial?
It's difficult to say without actually seeing one in
Sure.
person. You're going to have to come up to your own conclusion on that.
Well, I guess we need to find them. How deadly are they? How many of your men did it take to take down one of them?
Well, ideally, it would take 3 of us, but it's been up to 5 or 4 that have been needed. And unfortunately, many of my men have been lost to these creatures as they attack randomly and without any warning.
Have any of your men or yourself actually gone to try to track these creatures to see where they're coming from?
We have, and throughout all of our investigations, and we haven't been able to find or track the location to anywhere. It's almost as if they just exist at the point of the attack, and then that's it. There's no tracks leading to any sewers or outside of town. There's nothing.
That is mildly disconcerting. We should probably do some investigation to see what it is we're dealing with, especially if it takes a few men to take them on one at a time. So a group of them may prove to be troublesome, I am assuming.
He would
Do the
not.
victims have anything in common? The particular places that have been attacked?
He will shake his head. No. Mostly, well, it usually happens in highly occupied areas. But the victims have nothing in common, and the properties they attack, even less so.
If I might be so bold, sir, it sounds more like a test of abilities than anything else.
He will look a little grim at that.
Oh, that's a good idea. That'd be a good way. Maybe improve them slowly, which is why it takes more of your men to defend it.
But that would also lead to the idea that there is a commanding presence to them.
I don't suppose you've had any strange old men with beards and pointy hats or wandering around town at any point?
Oh, was that directed at him?
Yeah.
No, I do not have a pointy hat. It's a hood.
He will think for a moment. Well, we not particularly have any pointy-hatted individuals. There's a few who may, but none that I would think have any correlation.
Yeah, it was worth asking at least. Thank you.
So I guess, what was the payment for doing this hunt, by the way?
He will flip over some of the documents and come to basically what looks like a contract. Let's see here. The form of payment to be paid to the individuals who slay and or eradicate monstrosities that have been wreaking havoc upon the town of Ashhurst are to be paid 20 gold for each individual creature slain, and upon completion, other goals that align with the town of Ashhurst will be paid a sum of 500 gold pieces.
Each?
Squint. Total.
Hmm.
But
Oh, that's quite a bit.
It's 5 of us.
It's the most important question a mercenary can ask.
True.
Of course, we also wish to help the town. This is a noble endeavor.
Yes,
Naturally,
yes,
the money is simply
truly.
a afterthought, and most welcome.
Oh yes, a noble endeavor. Yes, totally. I'm definitely not doing this just for the money. Yes, noble. Yeah.
Of course.
Tyrone blinks with suspicious intent.
Don't worry, it's called doublespeak. You'll get used to it for people that don't know how to live in the moment.
Aren't we always living in moments?
Moments, yes, but not moment though. Sometimes we like to live beyond it, which is kind of puts us out of balance.
Well, before we get too much into the philosophies, should we perhaps agree to the contracts and I suppose she kind of looks around the room, goes, make some sort of plan?
That sounds good. Tyrone says we have to be battle brothers and sisters, so maybe that's the whole idea of it.
I'm okay. I think we should simply investigate one of the prior attack sites, and perhaps if we can find any of the corpses to investigate, we should begin there.
I am in agreement with the strange one.
You'll have to be more specific.
Yeah, I was about to say, which one was that?
He just points to the person standing the furthest away from him. I don't know how to.
Spaceball.
I get it.
Spaceball.
I get it. You're talking about the person that's only acting anti-cultural to the situation.
That helps. Such wonderful people.
If I might be so bold as to put forth a suggestion, I believe that one should always start at the beginning with something like this.
So yes,
House,
we should
yes.
go to a prior attack site and look for perhaps some remnants of any of these attackers.
Or perhaps gives any clues to what is going on here.
Correct.
The first house that was destroyed, the one that seemed to have the most malicious intent toward it, where was it located?
It was located towards the eastern side of town. He'll move the document over to what's basically a map of the town that has a few areas marked, and he'll show it to you and then point that house there.
Tyrion will go ahead and use the Outlander feature Wanderer to memorize the map.
Thanks for the follow, Peon. Appreciate it.
That's handy.
You all have like a set of these documents, by the way.
Yeah, we can have this document. It'll work out for us. So I'll sign the contract if just to get things moving. And then
If
pass
that's
it off
what we need to
Taryn.
do, then yes, let's sign and move on.
Yes, Lisa will get to signing her as neatly as she can, and she will. Do I need to hand this over to you, good sir, or?
He'll nod. Yes, I will take the final parchment.
She'll blow on the ink and fold it out neatly and pass it over.
As you all sign, he will collect the basically the contract individually.
Oh boy, I'm just imagining Tyrion trying to sign a contract with his less than dexterous fingers.
What you do is you dip them in your claws and you do like claw scratchings.
Edda's signature is super hastily scrawled. Looks kind of like what you'd expect for like a doctor's signature.
So confusing, unreadable, and unnecessary.
Yeah, but you can tell it's his.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Alright. So,
If you look hard enough, it might be a language.
alright, so everyone signs the documents and hands them back to the Officer Joseph.
Ken will slowly walk up, hand him the documents for the contract to be signed. Or do I sign it?
Yes, you sign it.
Okay. It is a mess.
Oh
she
God.
she doesn't know how to write because she was
Do you need help? Do you want me to help you?
yes please.
There's just
Okay.
just like splattered ink all over the paper. It's like a
Yeah,
big
it's like
slosh
she looks
mark.
like she's getting ready to like put just a fingerprint on it or like a handprint, but like it's too like her hand would be too big for this. Like, can you help me?
Yeah, sure.
I don't-
I'll open my pack and take some parchment to like clean up some of the mess a little bit and make it go like, okay, we tried. And then like take her hand with my hand with the ink and said, I forgot to ask you for your name. What's your name again?
It's Ken.
Ken. Okay. Okay. And then what language do you want to do this in?
Common, I guess.
Okay, that's good because that's about all I know. And then I'll assist her in writing out her name. You say, there you go. You've made your name on ink. That means you have to keep a promise.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Quickly scurries back to the seat.
Lisa will be surprised. She thought there was 4 people going on this, and she'll be looking at Quinn like with a little bit of concern.
Oh, is she gonna die?
She's like, I just thought it was a pet sitting on the corner.
It seems her attempt to stay out of people's line of sight has worked well.
Alright.
Well, there you go.
Alright, you all sign the documentation and hand it back to him. And he will allow you each to keep the dossier of basically recopied documents that were made for you all. Very good. If you find anything, report back here, and we will discuss your findings.
Okay.
The quicker we get on with it, the quicker we can not get paid. What was I looking for? Oh yes, noble cause.
Oh yes. But to the point. I know Tehran's name, and I know Kin's name, but I don't know your two names. My name's Rule.
Oh, what are my manners? Yes, I am Lisa as. It is a pleasure to. It's a pleasure to meet you.
I know the point button. What's the speech bubble?
Control space.
Control space.
I learned that because I went away from the camera where no one was looking and pressed a bunch of buttons till I found it.
I'm gonna give myself arthritis pressing all these buttons because I'm also on push to talk.
And shift space is if you want to have a thought bubble, like, who are these losers?
Why are there so many?
So I was asked what this guy's name was. You were talking about me. Yes, you may call me Etta. It's enough for now.
You're muted if you're talking.
Oh, sorry. Thanks for telling me, Etta.
Tarian is like quietly muttering everyone's name under his breath, like trying to commit it to memory.
So, I guess beyond, now that we've introduced ourselves names, we can actually maybe work together. I guess we have to somehow see what our skills are in the field.
That should be interesting.
Tarian kind of stands up to his.
Shall we go?
Sorry. Tarian kind of stands up to his full height and is just kind of looking around at everyone, just like, this will be an experience, that's for sure, Father.
I can hide behind you.
Oh dear.
That is usually what my clan brothers of the more ranged variety do, yes?
Oh yes, that sounds about right.
Okay, I'm good to go. I will start walking out if everyone else is.
Well, Lisa will take a moment to
yes.
sort of flare down
Hopefully
and
we're
quit.
successful.
Bolt out the door.
Oh no, she's trapped in the corner.
Tarian is just watching every interaction with Kin with just kind of a tilted, like, kind of like the dog head tilt expression.
Then she
Oh, you're
realizes
so big.
there are more people out here than there are in there, and she quickly comes back inside.
You quickly run back inside and you run into the Dragonborn that is standing at the door.
Oh, wait outside. Bolts outside.
Perhaps outside would be safer for that one.
If Tarian can, he wants to kind of like reach out and gently place a hand on Kin's shoulder.
Already gone.
He goes to do it, and she's just gone.
Oh, that's gonna be a problem.
Next time.
She is.
The last thing you heard was, "I'll wait outside."
Little does she...
I am uncertain whether I should be more impressed with her speed of body or the speed of speech.
Ladies first.
Like, Tarian will hear that and immediately just like slam himself back to the doorway and wait for all the females to walk through.
You don't have to do that. He's just being Well, of course, I am very grateful. She'll give an awkward bow to the officer before leaving.
He'll nod.
Thank you, Taro.
But as you are seeming to leave, you will hear a call from the counter. Excuse me, miss.
Hey,
Your tab.
Oh yes, of course. How much for the wine?
Yeah, that bottle of wine was, let's see, he'll move the little notebook that's behind the counter. Your tab comes to 2 copper.
2 copper
Yes,
for a bottle of wine.
yes.
She kind of looks back at her satchel for a minute and then just sort of counts out the 2 copper and counts out 5 and passes it across the counter. Says, "Thank you very much. Perhaps I will see you again very soon. If I survive, have a good day."
He will nod. Have a good day. Please come again.
Tarian, respectfully waiting his turn, walks up to the counter and looks across the other Dragonborn. How much is this tab?
Let's see. That was 1 copper.
Tarian will kind of root around in the coin pouch at his side and retrieve the money and hand it over.
I'm amazed y'all actually have money.
Kent does not have money.
I mean, I have 10 I have 10 gold, and it's like I'm just kind of assuming I would have figured out to exchange at least one of them for copper and silver.
Alright, you hand him the money. Thank you.
That's when adventurers get paid in smaller coins, annoyingly.
Until we meet again, Clan Brother. And I do like a warrior salute and then a bow.
He will wave.
is that normal? Like as I look to. Oh, by the way, I never got your name. My name's Rule.
Oh, hello. Name's Strongjaw. Bronze.
Oh, Ron, that's a very apt name. It describes you very well.
Thank you.
How about later this evening I come back and I just perform for your tavern for the evening?
He nods. That's fine, you can do that.
Okay, I'll see you then.
But you still have to pay your tab.
No, I said I pay my tab that way.
That's not what you said.
Oh, well, that's what I meant. As he's yelling this across the tavern.
The officer will look out the door.
Hi!
He does that little finger to eye motion. He's watching you.
Oh, I'm not gonna jip him. I'll go back over and go. So I can't just play this evening to pay for the tab?
No.
Oh. Yeah, I usually get away with that. Okay, well, my loss. How much is it?
$3 copper.
Okay. Here you go. And I hand him probably a gold coin because I probably don't have that small change.
You hand him the gold coin and he will begin to do calculations. Let's see, 10, 3. He'll hand you 7. No, he hands you 9 silver and 7 copper back.
Oh, cool. Thanks. I'll put it in my bag and go, well, Hopefully this works out. Well, maybe I'll play for you this evening.
He starts cleaning the table. That would be nice.
Okay, I'm out now.
Yes, we can see this.
Alright. You all exit the tavern and are back on the streets of Ashhurst. Where would you like to go?
Probably straight to that house.
Yeah, probably head to
The origin.
yeah,
Not
the first of many.
the first. Alright, we are at the half mark. So if everyone wants to go ahead, well actually, we will take a break right after we load this next map. So I'll take you to the next map, and as it's loading, we can go on a break. How's that sound?
Okay.
Yeah. Roger.
The beginning group dynamic, it's beautiful. Tarian, basically a barbarian wearing heavy armor. I have no idea what any of this is or what it does.
Lisa, cringe.
That's true.
Cringe-
Lisa has this
cringe
permanent
polite.
face.
It's like I'm trying to smile, but it really looks like I just smelled something like that.
Is she wearing a mask too? I don't think I've seen her face move at all.
She's like, why did you smile? I was like, I am smiling. Right now.
He sees my smile.
Excuse my smile. I am happy, can't you tell?
So is everyone else around like 6 feet?
No,
Yeah.
I'm just like a good old. I'm like a 5'8".
Oh god,
You're
Tarian
like-
towers over you.
Lisa's gonna be like the chief from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's just like, why isn't anyone having fun? I strictly demanded it.
I specifically did.
I specifically requested it.
Keen is little sister
funny.
now. That's what Tarowin believes.
Wait, what?
Taro, this is like seeing Kin shaking. It's just like, this is little sister now.
This is baby.
Wait, we're a family now? This is a thing?
Well, the Tyrone does the whole battle brother, battle sister thing, so maybe that's just how he does things.
Family looks at contract. Fuck.
Alright, it'll take you maybe a few seconds to load them out, but during this time you can all take a break.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Fair enough.
Drink?
It's just, I have only known Keen for about 5 minutes now, but if anything was to happen to her, I would slaughter everything in my path.
I've only known King for a day and a half, but if anything happened to her, I would kill everyone in this room and then myself.
Yep. Which is going to be funny and ironic when Keen is doing far more damage than Tarowin ever could. Q, 3 days later, I have vastly underestimated this small child. Child, I'm fully grown. What? This is the tallest you get?
Wow, surprisingly, I am not loaded.
great secret is hidden here, and it must hide it from us before it allows it to load.
Apparently. I'm at 11 out of 13.
Same.
Yay! I'm
There we go,
in.
I'm loaded.
I'm in.
Okay, photosynthesis.
See a house.
Suspicious. When you're under the impression that like the NPC told you it was burnt to the ground, and you find a roof still there. Suspicious.
It's got some holes. This black void around the house is suspicious.
How long have we been walking in a void?
That
Looks
was
back
my
this
rendition of
small
falling
backward.
into a void.
It's just an endless nothing. Don't worry about it.
Turns around to like scout backwards to see where the void begins and where it ends. Forgets where the town is. Oh no!
The good thing about the void is that there's nothing to be scared of because there's nothing in the void.
That's what the void wants you to think.
It's true.
Lies. The void is always present.
But as Sauron says, there is death in the void, so there is something in the void.
But then it wouldn't be void.
All of our arguments are null and void.
That's fine. We can just whistle while we work.
We just have to whistle while we work. The entire campaign, Tara was just whistling. What are you doing? Whistling while I work. This is
It's good.
this is our work, isn't it?
Yes.
Question is, with his particularly elongated skull, would it come out as a whistle or sound more like a raptor sound?
I feel like you do clicking instead. Like you go,
Terrifies the local population by just making noises in the middle of the night.
yes, that would kind of terrify things. You need to learn how to not use your mouth to make entertaining sounds.
Misinterprets. Find some way else to make interesting sounds.
You find a duck. If you squeeze it just right, it makes a quack.
Grabs duck, squeezes until it breaks.
No, don't. Oh well, I guess we can have duck soup. That's okay.
Just imagine at some point he just picks up a stick and starts like gently like running it up and down a window, so it just makes that like light creaking, like that light scraping noise.
guys do?
Some people say I am not a smart man. Maybe. But I have met few men that can withstand the sharp end of a sword.
I may not be smart.
Yeah, and it just stops.
Just like blue screen face.
Just hear the dial-up noises. Stares intently at very obvious evidence. There's something here.
Something happened here.
All right. Is
Yeah, it's in the
everybody
dossier.
is everybody back?
Yes.
I am here.
Is Chet here?
We're good to go.
Okay. All right. You have all left the tavern known as the Ashen Roof and have begun your journey, traveling through the town of Ashhurst to a spot located on the map of your dossier. As you continue through the town, you passed a few local businesses until you get to the area of where the first attack occurred. As you travel through the east of town, you will pass by various buildings, all relatively of the same make, mostly wooden, a few brick with tiled roofs. Not fanciful by any means, and you believe you are definitely in what is probably the Pole district currently. And as you continue traveling, most people are going about their daily lives, just working, children running around playing. And then you'll come across the one house that is similar to all the others, or used to be, but it is horribly burned. The roof is crumbling. The wood is singed. The walls have bone marks and have been burned almost thoroughly through. And ash is just scattered across the vicinity. And I believe you can see the map now, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. There is where the door frame used to be. The door has been since blown down and has fallen and has been cooked away. And you see the interior. Luckily, the building was mostly made of brick and stone, so the walls are not too badly damaged, but there is significant damage, and as you look over it, you believe that the building itself may not be entirely stable.
We should not dally.
Tarian,
Is
looking at
the-
himself, looks at the building and just goes,
Just don't go up any stairs, and I think you'll be fine. And don't lean on anything.
Now is the the fighting, the damage localized to the inside of the house, or was there action outside as well?
Make me an investigation check.
Do people's houses usually look this bad?
I would assume not. Mine didn't look this bad.
Nor mine. Although I do live in a hole in the wall.
Looks at all the houses that currently around you that are not burned down to a crisp. No, I don't think so. Alright, with an 18, as you look at the remnants of the house, for any of the signs of combat, you will see that they're all, besides the scorch marks, they're all claw marks, just all around. Currently you're on the outside, but what you can see from the inside as you just take a look around from where you are is that there are claw marks and all throughout the entire building, both inside and outside, mostly around the adjacent to the house, within roughly 5 or 10 feet. They're all signs of combat from not just claws, but from what you can determine to be swords or spears, more than likely, as this was ground zero for an attack. And guards would have came to not only quell the fires, but to fight off whatever creatures were still here.
Okay.
Odd question.
Yes.
From what we can see of the damage, does it look like the damage is moving outwards or inwards?
I'll need you to make an investigation check. Well, I need you to make an investigation check, but also it's hard to tell because you have yet to go inside to actually look around it.
Yeah. Before we go inside, I'm gonna cast Detect Magic as a ritual.
I'm just gonna look at the group like, hey, I'm gonna go talk to some of the neighbors that are still alive to see if I can find out who lived here.
If it's of any use, I'm really good at tracking.
Hold on, I gotta fix Ada's spells. There. You
Yeah,
had.
I didn't want to just randomly click that.
I clicked it before,
I knew
but
I
you
needed
kept
to do
testing.
it at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, you had -3.
Yeah, I figured I'd get to it when it mattered. But
yeah.
yeah, I cast that as a ritual, and while
Yeah.
this is going on, it takes 10 minutes.
Yeah. So you can't. Going to take. I believe it takes 10 minutes to ritual cast. So
Yep.
as you're ritual casting this, Rule, you said you were going to talk to some neighbors. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna go talk to some neighbors. I'm pretty sure they'll know who actually lived here.
All right. Cool.
If the officer didn't.
All right. So you go look for any neighbors that may be around, and how you say it again? One more time.
Tarian?
Tarian. Okay. Tarian. Cool. Alright, you were investigating for what again?
To see if like the damage to the house looked like it came, like the creatures came from inside and moved outwards, or if they came from outside and moved inwards.
Okay. Let's see what you rolled here. 14. Alright. It is difficult to tell. For what you can see, the fire, and you're no real expert when it comes to fire-based destruction.
No,
I don't
that would
think-
be my brother.
I don't think. But from what you can tell, it does appear that the files from outside, it appears that most of the scorching is from the inside, because as you look at the stones from the outside, they all burned and they all singed. But as you peer inside and look along the inside walls, you can see that that is far more singed than what the outside is. So you can deduce that the flames will more than likely cause from the inside out.
Tarwin is gonna nod and kind of gesture to the burn marks, and kind of gather the people that are still kind of standing near the house, and just kind of point out the scorch marks. From the way that these marks are pushing outwards, it's safe to assume that whatever did this damage came from inside and came out. So I believe we may be on the right track.
Alright, Real. You go to a neighboring house. You knock on the door.
Tracks. I'm
And
good with tracks.
Leaves is gonna follow behind.
okay, you follow behind him. Alright. As you follow him, he comes up to a house a little bit to the side that is singed on the side as well, just from being close in proximity to the neighboring house. And as you knock on the door will, from inside you'll hear a small voice, "Just a minute." And after a few moments, the door will slowly open, and inside it is dark. You can't really see inside, but you will see two small eyes peel back at you. "Yes, who is it?"
Well, it's Rule.
"I don't know, Rule."
That's right, you don't know Rule. I'm from out of town. Do you have any lights around you?
"Yes," and she'll point out. The individual will point outside. "Out there."
Do you need a light? It's kind of dark in there.
No, this is fine."
Okay, well,
"How can I help you?"
Oh, I was wondering if you knew who lived in the burned down place before it was burned down.
"Oh, well, that was that was some strange fellow who never really talked much. I don't really know his name. I think it was Phil, Greg, maybe Arnold, or
What
Peter
about
Schmidt.
Jehoshaphat?
Might have been Peter Schmidt."
Might have been Peter Schmidt. Okay, sounds familiar. Are you living? What?
Nothing.
Oh. Okay. It's like, okay, have you just been, do you know anything about the things that have attacked that building?
"Oh yes, I was away when it happened, but I know of the things that have been happening around in town. I've heard and I've seen them sometimes. Just dreadful looking creatures, just big, gross looking, like the head goes nom, 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 like that, like nom, nom, nom. She kind of takes her hands and like puts them together like two jaws and goes nom, nom, and like and a tail that kind of like swishes back and forth, and it's got like a little mouth on it, and it goes nom, 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 nom. Yeah, it's disgusting, and it just spits fire, and it's like it's dripping all over. It's gross.
But you were away while this happened?
Yes, but I've seen them else around other places, and the neighbors have said that that's the same things that attacked the house.
Oh, is there any stories about these creatures, or like, what do you think? By the way, it's really hard to see you in the dark. Are you sure you don't need some
That's
light?
fine. No, I'm just fine. You don't worry about it. But I think. Go ahead. What were you saying?
I should point out that I do have dark vision up to 60 feet.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, you see exactly what it is. It's this little, it's this little small old ratchety looking woman who's like got a hunchback and just pale skin, kind of like big eyes. It's just this old looking ratchety woman, kind of long, stringy white hair.
You don't want that to come out too far into the light. But let's go.
Okay, well, I mean, sure. Oh, you can see her? Oh, that's cool. So okay. I guess that's that.
Is how far is the neighbor's house from the one we're investigating?
Uh,
Next door?
it is next door. It's
Is it
about
pretty?
it's about 15 feet for the property line. They're
Is
about
it,
15 feet apart, but it was close enough to like singe the side of her house.
But so it's pretty evident it's not been directly attacked. It's just sort of like in
Yeah,
the vicinity.
yeah. Her house isn't by any means a nice looking house. It looks pretty worn down, but it doesn't look like it was attacked by anything directly.
So interesting. So do you know anybody who knows who lived here, or was that person pretty estranged and isolated?
Yeah. Well, nah. I never really seen them talk to anybody, and I kept a close eye on them. I watch everyone around these hills because I'm the local watcher. I watch everybody because I don't really trust them.
Yeah, she kind of points to the side of her house that you can't really see, but but Lisa can kind of see her point.
Because that right there, that's the reason. Because the side of my house got burned up just from those creatures. And I bet you he did. I bet he deserved to know. Nobody that lives like that, who lives all secluded, is up to something. And that's why I have him. I think that's why those creatures were there. I think they will attacked him because he was up to something no good. That's what I think. I think they went. Those creatures were summoned by the hand of some elder being or something, because no good person's house goes up in flames like that, except for old Jimmy. Old Jimmy, I should point down the other way. Old Jimmy was a pretty nice lad, but his house went up the other day.
Oh, that's unfortunate. It was Jimmy. You said Jimmy was a nice person?
Yeah, Jimmy was a pretty nice person. He was a pretty nice fellow. He kicked a dog every now and again, but other than that, he was pretty good.
That sounds charming. I'm assuming that this is not. He didn't drop a candle. This was related to the ongoing event.
Oh no, actually that was the main cause. He just dropped a candle one day. He was smoking too. He smoked in bed. That probably what did it.
Such a shame. But it is good to know that the neighborhood has such a steadfast guardian as yourself. Most noble.
No, thank you. I tried my best.
Is there any other questions we have for?
I mean, she doesn't know that neighbor, but we do know the neighbor was an extreme introvert, which means that.
Which means he was us.
Actually, well, no. I do have a question. I was wondering, was anything particularly delivered that you saw, because you're such a good watch person? That was delivered.
You're such a good watchdog. Did you see anything? Yeah, boy. Yeah, you did. Did you see? Okay, back in the car.
Well, now that you mention it, he never really had anything delivered, but I did see him carrying some like big boxes of like, it always jingled around. It sounded like glassware. No one carries around that much glassware just to have. I don't think he was some kind of glass collector. You know, he probably was a glass collector. Those people are weird.
This is very true.
Collecting glass is weird. Isn't that like a thing to do here because of all the heat?
You know what? You may have a good point there, but given the situation surrounding this particular glass collector, we are learning things at least. Thank you, madam. You have been most astute and most helpful, and we wish you a good day.
Thank you. Can I help with anything else?
I think that's about it. Thanks for helping us. If you want to hear some good music, you should come to the tavern, Ashen Roof.
Yes, I'll do that.
She just closed the door in your face.
I don't think she's coming.
tell you, a nosy neighbor is worth 100 guardsmen.
I could understand that.
Not wrong.
Yeah. You don't
Too
say.
real. Too real there.
Scurry on back.
What I wanted to do was at the doorway. I wanted to look for any tracks going in towards the center of the house, or just into the house in general.
Yeah, and Taran's providing the help action on that.
All right, cool. Yeah, that'd be another investigation check.
It's
Right.
21.
As you look around in the doorway and just inside for any tracks leading in or out, you do see tracks. You see, looks like boot prints, and they're in the ash. Those boot prints in the ash, but that's all you see is just series of different, not different. They're pretty similar. They're all pretty standard, different sizes, but they're all standard. Similar boots that walk in and out, walk into different rooms.
Like the boot prints in the ash, as if people have walked through here after the place is already burnt down.
Yes.
All right. Then I'll say, these tracks, they were definitely made after the place was burnt down. People have definitely been here.
And your detect magic would be going off too by now. It would be up. It wouldn't be going off, but it would be up.
Okay. And that runs for a good amount of time passively. I forget exactly.
Minute, 10 minutes, something like
I have
that.
a super fast. I have another follow-up question, real quick.
10 minutes.
Do I see any footprints coming out?
Oh, well, King would have saw that as well. Yes, there is footprints going in and coming out. The ones going out have kind of dissipated because they've been outside in the elements.
Okay.
But they all, though.
So once detect magic is up, I just want to pace the outside of the house first and just... Obviously, it's limited by the walls, but I just want to get a rough gauge of anything immediately before I step inside.
Alright, as you take a quick lap around the property, around the outside of the building, you do not detect any magic emanating from
From what I can see
3
so
feet
far.
of water tunnel, 1 foot of stone. Yeah, so as you go around, most of the walls are still kind of intact, so most of the walls do block your magic from actually being able to pick anything up, but from the points that do have like a hole in it from the outside, you can get a good feel of what's inside, and there's no magic that you can sense from a quick lap around outside.
Yeah. So then I'm gonna step aside and start and get investigating for I guess I'm not necessarily looking for signs of combat. I'm looking for specifically like arcana, signs of maybe like an explosion, signs of like for like magic symbols, something that like I might recognize with my background.
Alright, as you... so...
I step inside and begin
yeah.
searching, and I guess I would check this main hallway up to the staircase first.
Alright. So as you
I
walk
go
in...
go slowly and...
Yeah. As you walk in, currently your detect magic doesn't pick up anything magical. Make me an investigation check. Alright. With an 18, as you have finally gone in and are now looking around, you don't see any signs of, just from this little vicinity, you don't see any signs of an explosion or anything as you look in the hallway and in these two adjacent rooms. There doesn't appear to be any signs of an explosion or any arcane magic that would have caused such things. You notice that there are claw marks all throughout the rooms. The entire, all of the furniture that would have been there has been burned, and most of it has been turned to ash. The roof and the ceiling is barely holding on.
I do point that out to everyone else, just to keep an eye out for falling lumber, brick.
I hate it when things fall on me.
Happens often.
In the woods, yes.
How
Especially during storms.
The occasional rock slide out in front is rather inconvenient.
So does this staircase go up and down? Like, what am I looking at right in front of me?
Alright, as you look into the staircase, it goes down, it doesn't go up. It's kind of a drop off to
This
one
goes
side.
down to a basement.
Yeah, it goes down to a basement. One side is like a drop off that just looks over at the staircase. The other side is what's leading you down. Well, kind of hard to tell which is which, but we'll say you go this way.
Okay, so yeah, if there's nowhere to go up, I would suggest to the group that we go downstairs, because I'm not seeing anything of particular note, magical or otherwise, up here so far. But I haven't checked the other rooms closely.
Tarian will kind of step forward a little bit and it's like, perhaps it might be best if I go first. If I was to think of this from a militaristic standpoint, or in a skirmish like the clans,
Suit yourself.
there might be some form of nasty surprise for them.
I don't know what a military is, but I like the idea of the big one going first.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull my shield off my back and slowly descend the staircase.
Alright, as you descend the staircase, the ash does kind of poof as you, with every step you have taken going again. And the whole building this entire time has been creaking. The stairway itself, even, you kind of feel it even has like a bit of a give to it, despite it being stone.
Watch your step. This isn't exactly stable ground.
Kin is staying very close to the wall.
So, as we're like coming back, we're seeing them going downstairs. I'm like, I'm gonna look over here real fast.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna go over here, and I would like to do some sort of check to find tracks. And then what I want to do is I want to walk along those tracks and to see like how these creatures maybe moved about this area.
Alright, make me an investigation check.
Yeah.
Okay,
24.
Alright then, as you take a close look at everything, you easily spot all of the footprints that have been left behind in the ash after the fact. As you look around, you notice kind of a distinct pattern. It seems that the individuals who came in here kind of stuck to a sweeping pattern of going around every corner, checking everything. But there was one spot that you notice doesn't have any visible footprints, so doesn't even look like it's been touched.
where's this spot?
It is right there on that corner.
I will go over here and take my lighted stick, just casting light on it, and kind of like look at it and go, okay, what is special about this spot?
All right, maybe a second investigation check to try and figure out what's the deal with this spot.
Hey, Lisa, I found a spot.
Well, okay, right. Let me know how that goes. She's just gonna have a buckler in one hand and throw her rapier and put it over her shoulder. Just
All right. As you look over the spot, doesn't seem that out of the ordinary.
Huh. Well, that's kind of weird. I wonder why the monsters completely ignored this area.
Oh, I should point out, as you have seen all of the footprints, none of them look like monster footprints. They all look like boots of a person.
Oh, interesting. Boots of a person.
Well, people, because they're all different sizes.
Yeah.
There's a distinct 3 or 4 different boot sizes, all kind of wearing the same kind of boot.
By the way, I will say this right now. What's kind of disturbing is the idea of people being alive and then sloughing off into unexistence as they leave this place. It's kind of terrifying.
Was that in character?
Oh yes, that was completely in character. Straight to Lisa.
It's just like, what that? I mean, now that you put it that way, it's true that does sound a little bit disconcerting. What are you looking at?
I don't know. This just happened to be an area that has no tracks, so I mean, maybe it's nothing of it, but I don't see anything.
Can I sort of like step forward and take a peek myself?
Yeah, you can take a look.
So does it?
Investigation. Skill check. Investigation.
So while he's rolling the investigation, as we're descending the steps, is there like natural light coming down here, or is it dark down here?
As you look, you do not see in the immediate vicinity as you go down. There doesn't appear to be light. There are some semblances of light just coming up from above because it is daylight and those holes in the floor from the fire. But it's not well lit. It's pretty dark.
Duly noted. Torch coming out.
All right. As you look at the area, it just looks like a normal piece of the floor.
I'm gonna draw my bow as well as we go down.
Okay.
He's gonna just look at Rule and be like, the guards perhaps were just a bit sloppy, Mr. Corner.
Oh yeah, I mean, actually, you're right. This could just be the guards walking around here, because it looks like it's the same style. Yeah, we'll kind of I'm gonna meander my way kind of to the stairs since we kind of saw them start doing that.
Get up.
Alright, does everyone make their way down the stairs?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
But like at a distance, like so we're not too close together while we're doing it.
Yeah, if Taylor wants to have the light in front, I can have the light kind of in the back rear area, so...
Alright, make your way down.
Walking fast, faces pass. I'm homebound.
Imagine having dark vision. Heh, losers.
You can see who said that.
Alright,
At least I'm safe inside my mind.
Oh no, he's not safe inside his mind. As you...
Insert mind flayer reference.
So don't jinx it.
make your way down, follow me.
Oh. Yep.
What's your elbow?
Whoa!
Sorry.
I had to do that for my sake.
Bit cramped.
Alright, as you make your way
Not
down.
sure where to stand. Cramped.
Oh no. Oh, ignore that hole. That hole is not there. There is no ladder.
What hole?
Moving on.
This hole in the ceiling?
Ignore that hole. That hole is not there. Ignore it. As you go down, it is fairly dark. You, for the most part, you would need dark vision to really see down here.
There is no warrant, bossing say.
True.
I can see just fine in the dark. I know there's
You also have a
humans
torch out now, so.
here. Yeah, I was about to say I can also pull out the torch if we need it.
And I think Rule has a light cast on a stick. So.
Yeah, it's on a stick because that's the
Will
best
has
thing to
the
do.
light stick and Terowin has the fire stick.
Just light up Terowin's armor.
You shall not pass.
See, the stick is cooler because I can do that.
Please don't shine that in my eyes.
Alright, as you
Okay.
make your way down the creaking stairway and building, you're in a pretty tightly confined room.
It's pretty much just this hallway, and then there's two doors.
Yeah, you're in a small hallway with these two doors adjacent to you. You see the map, you know what's going on. But the entire area is just like above. It has been singed and burned, and those claw marks all of the roof above you has been. Well, the stone floor has wooden. As you're below it, you can see it now. The stone floor has like wooden support beams up under it that have been boned away and have fallen down somewhat.
Are there any egregious support beams that a mending of mine would be useful to hit with? I'm not gonna go mend the entire house because you can't, but anything egregious?
Nothing that you can really see. Most of the area is held up by the walls themselves. There are some support beams that have been messed up pretty bad, but mending, well, you could do it. Would take you a very long time to mend it any significant amount.
Yeah, if there's not one with like a blatant crack, like, oh, it's gonna snap right there, then
Oh, there
don't
is.
bother.
But it's not so much like a crack as much as they are burned in such a way that the wood has been kind of like in a fireplace. They have been blackened and they are crumbling.
Oh, sit down and knock everybody out.
Okay, well, I guess we'll just
If you want to, you can. It's
Be
just going to take you
helpful.
some time.
Depends how much time we're gonna spend down here. I'd like to are these doors closed or are they open? I'd like to start looking into them.
Some of those are closed. Most of them are just boned so badly that you could just push it with
So
a finger and they
if
just fall
If
over.
I push my face in here and
You could
start
literally
looking
just
around,
push through the door. It's so badly burned.
I do so gently.
Alright.
Turns to ash.
You gently open the door and a piece, crumbles off as it's mostly not even wood at this point. It's mostly charcoal. And you see fairly large room. They're all some containers or whatnot that have been there's a table that has been crushed and burned and many remnants. Also, your detect magic has not picked anything up currently.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying not to waste too much time, but it hasn't been that long. So I would just like to investigate in more detail this room and I guess this other big room next to it.
Yeah. You can
So-
unsnap the grid, by the way. I'll tell you when you need to snap the grid.
I'm gonna go ahead and push this door next to me open just to have a quick look inside this room.
You see another pretty... This room is more of a central room. It looks like it was made more for probably storage. All the stuff that you can readily see has, again, been burned and destroyed. As you've been passing through each of these rooms, nothing looks like it has been let... It doesn't look like anything was left to survive from what you have seen so far. But go ahead and make your investigation check to see if you can find anything. Alright. As you take a look around, in this room, and I'm assuming the room next to you, right? You said both rooms, right?
Yeah, I wanted to check this room and then this one because the other way was like down a hallway. So
Yeah, the
seemed
room
like
just
we should go down there
above
together.
you. Yeah. As you look around both of these rooms, it's more or less the same as described earlier. Singed room. This one looks like it was probably more of a... Well, not this one, not the one you're calling. The one you were in earlier looks like it was more of a study area. The remnants of old books that have been burned away. Most of what is left out of any of them are just the covers. Most of the pages have been burned and singed away. They all appear to be, from what you can gather, and just a little bit of evidence that you can gather from what these books were about, most of them appear to be medicinal for purposes, whether it be research materials of what someone had recently discovered in past years, or it being medicinal plant purposes, most of which is really non-usable at this point. You're really just picking this up by like a word or two from each of the books that has managed to survive. The room you are currently in appears to be a storage room for wine, and you think that because the back wall is completely coated in black cinder and has melted glass that you gather has been left over from alcohol exploding from the fire.
So there's nothing really of note of either salvage or information kind of beyond what you just told me. There's nothing that I can like dig into here, at least in these rooms.
From your investigation check, you do not believe there was anything.
Okay. Then I will I'll move on before my detect magic goes out. Can always double check stuff later. I want to check this center room.
As you look in the center room, as I was told, Tyrion, yes?
Yeah.
That appears to be a storage room for miscellaneous things, be it food or stuff like that has been destroyed in the fire.
Any sign of that glassware that the neighbor told us about?
In this room, no.
Okay.
So far, no.
Okay. On to the next.
All of you can do stuff, by the way.
Yeah, Taro's
yeah.
just kind of trying to stay toward the middle of the group because he has the torch and doesn't know who all has dark vision.
Oh, Rule is just in this room, kind of staring up at the hole in the roof, going, "Oh,
Oh,
this must have been a very hot place." And he'll look around.
as you look around, make me an investigation check.
What was that?
It's just really dusty.
Nothing of note.
Okay, well, this place.
But
must be
man,
really
this
hot.
light is beautiful. You could just like put a nice chair over here and just like be a good sunbathing area.
Yeah, I was like, this must have been a very hot spot to create a hole like that. And then I'll walk this way.
All right. Lisa, are you looking at anything?
I'll do a quick check. Not that I'm particularly adept at such things.
Touches ground. Something happened here.
Something happened here. As you take a look around, it's more or less what I described earlier.
She will deduce that the mess at the far wall is bottles of wine reduced to nothing. Will look a little sad, and then we'll leave the room.
Did anyone look around in this room at all?
Notices Roll and stumbles
yeah.
into the room.
Yeah, I wanted to. I just had sort of like put myself between the two rooms that I'm searching next.
Okay.
Taron's just gonna kind of stand here with the torch and just kind of say in general, just like, this is not exactly my area of expertise, but if there's any way I can help, please let me know.
I'll look around. I'll see if I can find anything.
Yeah, make me investigation checks for everyone who's looking around in either one of these two rooms.
12.
Alright, with a 12, this room has been destroyed just like all the others. It's really hard to make anything out. But you do notice that there is remnants of more glass in this room.
Alright, then I'll turn back. It seems about as destroyed as the rest of the house, but there's glass in here. And are there any windows or something?
In this room, no. There's not really any
Alright.
windows down here because you're in the
Alright.
basement.
There's some glass down here, maybe from jars or something, but I don't see any windows. Points out glass.
Taron will go ahead and walk over and pick up a shard of the glass and just kind of have a quick look at it.
Alright, make me an investigation check. Man, so much investigation. Alright, well, as you hold up the glass, it's basically a little, not quite clear. It's a little bit opaque glass, badly burned and singed, but as you move away the soot, it's looks to be like an opaque kind of glass, not really a clear bottle, or whatever it was. Doesn't. It's kind of hard to tell what it could have come from.
Never have seen glass this unsee-through before. Is
Oh,
there a
maybe it just-
particular reason why glass would be like this?
The word you're looking for is opaque. Let me see this.
Oh, I mean, that's a pretty cool looking thing that happened to it. You see how it melted? That requires some pretty intense heat. Kind of looks like a stork.
Let me see
Realizes-
this opaque piece of glass, you buffoons.
Realizes how many people are in the small room and quickly hurries to the next.
Tyrone will hand over the piece of glass.
As you run into the next room quickly, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Rocks fall, character dies.
The building tumbles, you all die. Oh, time to roll up new characters.
My new character is Jin, spelled Jin. They are also a ranger.
Are you able to find it, Ken?
What?
You need to make a dex saving throw.
Yes, you need to make a
fuck.
dex saving throw.
Sorry. I missed that part. Oh, it's broken. I found the broken part of this token that I forgot to fix.
Oh, okay.
Is it just dex or is it all saving throws?
It's all saving throws with that
Yeah,
one.
with that one, it's all saving throws.
Then I will
Just
manually
start by just
roll.
rolling a d20 and we'll go.
Yeah,
from
how
there.
do I actually type that out?
So bracket d20 plus modifier ending bracket.
All right, plus modifier.
Go in the
good thing I
camp. It's in campaigns. You can
Plus
just, you can
7.
just. I just did it. You got a 24. But
Oh.
it's in campaign. You can grab it from campaign real quick if you need it. You can delete the one you have and grab that one because that one works.
Campaign?
Yeah, it's in the campaign window, so you can just grab it real quick. But with the 24, as you quickly rush in the next room, your foot hits one of the wooden pillows that are falling on the ground. You almost trip, but you catch yourself and you're able to keep from face planting into the floor. Okay. With that investigation check, this glass has been. This glass is is not very opaque, but it is opaque. And it looks like it has been melted by an intense heat. The edges aren't even broken or like shattered. They have been melted. And as you take a good look around this room looks like it has been ground zero for the fire, as all the glass around you has been melted by an intense heat. And now I can show you this. You notice just under Ruel's footing almost is an almost intact bottle, an opaque bottle that he
Yeah,
is
I'm gonna
almost
roll into
stepped on
that.
and crushed.
Will, stop moving. Do not place that foot down, and I will reach
What?
down and grab the bottle out from under it. Is it still sealed?
It is not. The cork that would have been on it, if it would have had a cork, has since been burned away. The bottle itself has also been subject to that high intensity. It is actually drooping as it is melted, and inside you actually see something inside. Inside, just like stuck to the side, looks like this black Icarus for lack of a better word, ooze almost. It's this dark black ichor almost that is stuck on the inside. It's It's fairly small. It's about the size, in real world terms, it's about the size of like a quarter. That is like stuck on the side. It's like this globule.
Is it? Sorry, I forgot I'm on push talk. Is it magical? Am I getting a reading off the detect magic?
As you have it held in your hand, it you do get a sense that it has some sort of innate magical property to it, but it's nothing that is in line with the standard spellcasting quote-unquote protocols
Okay.
that
And would
are,
I be
that are
able to
typically taught in like classes or whatnot.
Would I be able to attempt to figure out what the substance is, either with a nature or a medicine or an arcana check of some kind?
You could do an arcana check to try and ascertain more about the substance. If you have an identified spell, that would tell you everything you need to know, but unless you have that.
Oh, I do, and I can cast it as a ritual.
Oh. Well, okay then. Alright, it takes 10 minutes to do that.
Because sorry, just remembering the way you do components.
Yeah, I assume that. Oh.
Just because Identify does have a very high
Yeah.
material requirement.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go buy that. Or find it.
Okay, so it's something in my spellbook right now, but I can't cast at the moment. So yeah, I'll just roll the Arcana check.
I never realized Identify had such a high cost spell component.
Yeah, it's such a useful, versatile spell, but it's like it has such a huge gate requirement on it, especially for like
lower levels. Yeah.
This is just the glob. This is weird.
A glob of a substance that I would need more glob to figure out.
This is just weird. You don't know what this is. This is crazy.
So in my kit, I imagine I have a spare bottle. I'm gonna keep this in one that's less burnt to a crisp.
Alright. As you take out a pristine bottle and uncork it and try to tip the other bottle to get the globule out, it seems pretty stuck to the edge. Doesn't look like it's coming out.
So I have my, let's see, I have Thieves' Tool here. I just want to, if I need to roll for it, just use some sort of check to break the bottle around what I want, and then scrape it into the other bottle.
That'd be a dexterity trick to try and break the
Sleight of
bottle.
hand? Or I guess Dex is the same. I'm not
just dexterity to do this, to try and break it in such a way that you don't lose.
There's the bad rolls.
All right. You take the bottle and you place it down against a wooden pillow that's right under you.
Piece of table.
Yeah, piece of table. You take like a rock that's next to you or something. You try to go ting 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 ting, and you break the bottle completely, and it's all over the place. You see the globule, it's right there, but it could have went poorly. Yeah. So
okay,
the globule is currently the globule is currently like on like a little sliver of glass on the floor, like right next to you.
Okay, well, I'll drop... If that sliver of glass will fit in one of my bottles, I'll put it in there and move on. Since I lost the main bit.
Do you touch it? Are you using your hand?
Not with my hands, no. I pull out my Thieves' Tools, which are like artificer tool equivalents, I guess the game has them using. So I have like either tweezers or tongs or
What if you
something.
lick it? You should lick it.
I'm not gonna lick it. No, no, you don't. That's the first rule of alchemy. You don't touch mysterious substances with bare hands.
Yeah. So you have like a tong or a prong or something. You usually like just kind of scoop it into the bottle. There's a little bit of ash in there now, but you know.
Yeah, I didn't get what I wanted, but I got something out of it. Maybe I'll find something better later. So, can move on from this.
Is there any left on the ground, or is it just that glob?
It was just that one.
Okay, I was like, you should light the other parts of it on, see if it's highly flammable.
I'm not gonna make more fire down here at the moment.
That is exactly what we want to do in a burnt down house that may collapse at any moment. We're more I mean, we're already breaking things.
Exactly.
Yes. The floor is made of floor.
Taran's kind of
Detect
pushing
magic,
himself.
picking anything up.
Uh,
Should I roll for investigating this room?
Detect magic is not picking anything up, and as you take a final look around, you do not see anything else of particular note.
Tyan is kind of pressing himself in the corner to give Keen as much like personal space as possible.
No, you're pushing up against the wall. You say
Not like leaning against it, just kind of like
you're
in the
pushing up
corner.
against the wall. You say.
Oh dear, that's the curse. The curse is happening. The curse of foot in mouth.
So is this bigger room just another storage room? It looks like.
Not so much a storage room. It looks more like probably like a lounging area, maybe.
Insert Jerry's I exclaim.
Oh, honestly, it could have even have been a washroom at one point. It's kind of hard to tell at this point.
Okay. And what about this last room? Is this the toilet? That I definitely don't know anything about. Is this the toilet room?
Maybe investigation check. No, it's the broom closet. Unfortunately, there's no more broom. Because it was boned.
Appears the wooden brooms have burned. I mean, I guess there's storage all over this place. There's nothing, no more bottles in here. Nothing else that looks like it might have survived in this deepest corner of the basement.
You can make another investigation check to make for sure, but
Another one.
another one. Everyone can do this, by the way.
Have you-
It's not just him. Everyone can
Have
do
you
this.
seen anything?
Does anyone have guidance?
Please, just get away.
No, but if you're asking for
Uh,
help, Taran will give the help action.
Yeah, I guess it's just that we are at the final room and we haven't found much of anything here, so I'm suspicious that I've missed something.
Have you found anything, Quinn?
I'm giving you advantage.
Dust.
So you...
And a pillow.
He rolled with advantage.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, 11 or 8.
A
Oh.
pillow?
Fascinating. Okay.
Yeah, I tripped on a pillow.
That must
almost.
be a heavy pillow.
Almost tripped.
Alright, with one last sweep of the area, you don't really see anything else of
Well,
note.
to be fair, it was dark.
It appears
Ah.
that the fire did significant damage to this area.
Can I make a check
Depends.
just to get away from Rule?
Oh,
Look, tracks.
to make a check to try and get away from him.
Well, to investigate, to distract myself.
Oh, yes, you can. Yeah, you can all make investigation checks at any point. I mean, preferably you tell me what you're investigating, but yes.
Just okay. Then I'll say just tracks leading somewhere.
Okay.
Like if there's if there's a path. It's a 23.
All right. As you take a look around, yeah, you see lots of tracks. You see those same boot prints that you've been seeing. You also see a dragonborn track. You see a human track. You
Can
see
I
what
follow
you think is a human track.
What I think is a human. What is that? Can I follow those?
You see a warlock track. You see a ranger track. You see your tracks. You're seeing your tracks.
Is there like soot on the floor here?
Yes, everyone.
How big is this quote-unquote broom closet? Like, is it accurate to like what I'm seeing here?
Oh yeah, everything's accurate to what you say.
This is a rather large room for nothing.
So this room's about the square is about it's about 10 by 5, 10, 15 feet.
Well, Jaren wants to try and investigate the back wall.
Okay. There isn't like actually a hole in that fold, by the way.
Okay, I was just like, how do I do this without? But no, Taron would kind of get down and start like sweeping his hand through the soot, because like apparently we found something really small in that last room, so he's like, small things.
Alright, make me an investigation check.
That's the pillow I tripped on. Oh, almost tripped on.
Oh, okay. That one?
I can't find shit.
Just a whole bunch of ash.
It was dark and I didn't see it.
Oh, see, that's the reason why you should have a light near you. It helps a lot.
Oh, so that's why you don't wear masks inside.
I don't really like the light.
Liza's kind of watching the rear guard, and she's gonna kind of like, she's gone back to like the study room, and she's just gonna do she's more so just sort of like kicking stuff over with her foot while she wanders around.
Ken looks at Lisa from a distance, too scared to even get closer.
Hey, did you find anything?
She scares me.
If there's
Not
nothing
necessarily, but I'm not good at seeing small things. Perhaps you could see. I feel like I'm just kicking up dust here.
Well, this is a stick of light, so it should illuminate things.
I guess the only thought I have is I want to investigate what Kin tripped over earlier, because it was clearly something that somewhat survived the fire.
Oh, that's easy. That's those
Yeah,
two giant logs that you're standing beside.
Okay. Do they look like they might be on top of anything?
They look like
Just because they're so intact.
Yeah, they look like they might have fell on a crate or something, but nothing outlandish.
Okay. I mostly just want to get out from under the danger roof so I can investigate the little chunk of bottle that I found.
Makes sense.
Is at his goal right now.
I want to play in the dirt.
Okay, you play in the boat.
And then as I'm looking like I'm looking for something, and then as I lift it up, I want to make it look like I picked up a piece of glass, and like minor illusion, like a broken shard of glass in my palm. Say, look, I found something.
I don't think there's anything else here. I think we found everything.
Taran will squint and reach to like grab the piece of glass.
You reach out for the glass.
I go, ha ha, gotcha.
Your hand goes right through it. That's ghost glass.
What the fuck?
No, that would be an
Hang on, I'm gonna...
intelligence check. Make sure it's not ghost glass. Nah, no way. Couldn't be. Glass isn't alive. Can't make ghosts.
Magic glass.
And I suppose
Where did you find magic glass?
This is
This-
that house.
This wasn't the only house that was attacked, right?
Probably not, but I suppose more investigation. So I do believe our pointy-eared friend did find something. I don't know what, but I suppose hopefully he will let us know. Where are the others?
By the way,
I have a suggestion. Scary lady.
Excuse me?
Can you have another question?
If we go to investigate other houses that were attacked, maybe we can find some similarities between this and another one.
It's possible if others were attacked to this extent. It is a suggestion. It will be taken under advisement.
Okay, thank you. Backs up further.
so I have a question, Tyrone. Have you seen anything that resembles the idea of like a lot of stuff that was like jingle jangly that could be bit in boxes? Do you think it's just that one room of glass bottles? Because supposedly it was a lot from what the neighbor said.
I mean, there was the storage room or the center that seemed to have been incinerated very thoroughly.
Oh, in the center? I probably should look at that.
I'll lead him to the center room to point out what I was talking about.
Okay. Oh, so this is a room that does this room look like it has a bunch of glass in it?
Investigation check.
I will render the help action when I see him starting to look around.
So the notion of this dragonborn like scratching through dust. Tell me your secrets.
19?
Not particularly. It looks more like it was, from what you can find in the wreckage, it looks more like it was used for food storage. You found a remnant of like a node, not a node, but a sack used to store food. You found a couple of grain of like rice and stuff like that. Maybe not rice, but some kind of grain.
It seems like this is just a storage area for just the normal survival, like the normal goods. This is actually a lot of storage for just one person. This person was doing something else here, probably.
Well, my first guess when we were getting the information was that the individual who lived here was responsible for these creatures. How or why is something up for debate.
Oh, that works. Let me see here. Ooh, there's a door right here. I will open it.
Alright, you open it, and you see Etta. Ta-da!
Oh! Oh, this is the bottom of the stairs? It's not the other way around? Oh.
Rule, might I ask you a question?
Oh, yes.
Are you familiar with magic?
Mildly, yeah.
The way that Officer Johnson described these creatures as they were sloughing off, I've heard tales of the dead rising. Might it be some portion of that?
I mean, that surprisingly is an area of expertise I have. I will do a religion check to see if these remind me of any undead creatures that may exist. I don't know, maybe some giant Hulk creature. There's like these like flesh attaching thingies. They're like piles of flesh, but this doesn't sound like that. It sounds like something else.
Well, Fair enough. I was going to say if it was something like that, perhaps the graveyard would be a place to investigate.
But didn't they say that it kind of just, like, once it leaves the building, it kind of just ends? It's almost like they're contained to the building.
They were at least briefly outside it.
What was the question?
Oh, I'm just conjecturing.
I think what it was is that Shepard was describing the tracks, and because outside is more open to the elements, that they dispersed because of like natural stuff.
Oh, I was just thinking of the fact that the officer says they never found where they came from. They just kind of always end up disappearing or melting into goo.
When they're killed.
Yeah. So where do they enter into the town?
And they had.
I'll look in the dossier. I have the light here, and I have some dossier. Does it mention how they enter the town, or is there like any specifics to that?
Well, as you look over the documents, and as you look over the documents, begin reading through it, it appears that within every single case of the creatures attacking, all eyewitness accounts basically say that they just appeared out of nowhere. In every case, the creatures are usually killed. Well, they are killed, usually. And they turn to that goo that he was describing earlier. And every attempt to investigate where they have come from have led nowhere.
Yeah, it's like if you look at this document, it seems like they just do a willy-nilly attack, and this seems to be the main location. So there's something.
Tarian's gonna reach out and like tap the section where it talks about how the creatures turn into a goo.
Didn't Essa find something that matches that description over in the little room there?
I mean, yeah, maybe. I don't know. It is a goo. I don't know if it's them goo.
Do you have any? We should probably look around and see if there's any form of potion master in the town, and see if they can figure out what is the structure of the goo.
Why are they talking about goo?
I don't know. We could do that. It sounds like if they attack from nowhere and they're not going around the walls, there's some sort of pathway, or they're being summoned or something. I mean, it makes sense that there'd be something here for them to be at. Otherwise, or maybe they just appear out of nowhere. So, who knows?
Lisa's gonna kind of come around the corner and just sort of like. Perhaps it would be better to engage in conjecture and theories outside the burnt house that may collapse at the same night.
No, this thing is sturdy. And he just taps the side of the wall just a little bit.
And maybe somewhere that isn't dusty.
As you tap the side of the wall, a piece of the ceiling crumbles down on top of your head.
Alright, here we go. Let's get out. Everyone out. Come on, let's go.
Okay.
This
Very
baby's
careful.
been in our family for
Mr. Dragon.
generations. Alright, everyone makes their way out of the building.
You go.
Alright.
And even if it's out here, I just want to find somewhere that seems appropriate to actually take some time and investigate the remnants of the jar that I have, now that I'm not in imminent danger of something collapsing on me.
Makes sense. Logical. Yeah, so,
So it could be right here. I just instead of like rolling in the moment, I don't know if you allow me to like take some amount of time just to spend time investigating instead of rushing it.
Yeah, you're good. What are you trying to figure out exactly? So I can tell you what kind of roll to make.
So, let me look at what tools I have. So based on the fact that there were medicinal books downstairs, I'd like to look at it from the perspective of some sort of ingredient in like a potion of some kind, and see if I can't identify it from that perspective.
Okay, try to determine if it has any, if it could look like any kind of medicinal ingredient that you are aware of.
Yeah, because there's a lot of ways that could go. So.
Okay. Yeah. Make me an Make me an make me an Arcana check.
Okay. Can I, since I'm investing it from a magical perspective, ask the other magician in the group to help me investigate here?
I think you'd be asking me to lick it at that point.
Well, I'm asking you to take the help action, but in
Oh,
lore,
no.
I'm asking for
I don't
another
think I
set of eyes.
You can ask anybody to help you.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I mean, you can ask.
So, like RP wise, I'm asking someone who looks like they might have a knowledge of Arcana.
I do not look like that.
I thought supposedly you were a warlock, but.
Oh, I'm a warlock, but I just do not look like I do that.
Okay.
I look closer to a ranger, to be honest.
Well, whatever. I just say, here, someone hold my tools for me.
Oh, sure. Or actually, maybe he's a sturdier table. He's a sturdier table. Tayron is a little
I don't
weird.
think you want this to touch you until I know what it is yet. But
I
you
am
could
also
hold these
somewhat-
calipers for a moment.
I'm also somewhat knowledgeable with distilling processes when it comes to liquids.
Oh, I should roll one more time.
Yeah, remember you can click the advantage in those.
It's the same.
It's the same thing. All right. Well, as you look over it, it does not appear to be any ingredient you are familiar with. It is completely unknown to you. There's a few ways you could test it. You could try to do something with it to figure it out.
I mean, are you sure you don't want me to taste it? I have found so much information from tasting things.
Granted, I said test, not taste. But you could taste it if you wanted to.
Maybe not taste it, but if you want to touch it, I'll stand over over here, and yeah, go ahead and touch it.
I'll take my glove off and put my finger on it and look at it.
Yeah, how warm is it? Does it give
we're
you
about
a
to find
tingling
out.
sensation?
Okay.
Lisa is gonna stand between them and.
Okay, so you take your glove off, you put your finger out, and you touch it. Yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay, make me 3 Constitution saving throws.
Oh, that's never a good sign.
Never is touching mysterious goo.
Well, you offered.
Oh, I understand that.
Okay.
Are people usually this weird?
Okay.
I would love to say no, but I'd be lying.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Those are my 3 checks.
Well.
The goo makes him stronger with each check.
Okay, well. A few things. Something does happen. And I got to come and do this now.
You fart
Oh, no, it's fine.
tremendously.
Too dead.
I'm like, I'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen? Fate
I've never
decides
seen-
that fate decides I need to end.
It's like I've never seen someone turn inside out that quickly before.
Yeah, we're about to find out.
Just Tarrowin crouched down, just staring intently as Roll touches the goo.
Okay.
I was gonna find a small mammal to do it for me, but in the sense I just found a small mammal to do it for me.
See, there you go.
I was going to find a small
I've been
mammal.
thinking about like cutting off one of like my claws and dropping it on the goo and seeing what happens, but here we go.
Alrighty. Oh. All right. Real, as you reach out and touch the globule, there is a intense shock throughout your system. Your body tenses up, and as you quickly pull your finger away, luckily you do it just in time. However, as you look at your now uncovered hand, you can see that from where you touched the globule, there is the skin is beginning to dry up and crack,
Oh gosh, that does not
and
look
it
good.
spreads throughout your finger.
Can I activate Celestial? If I activate Celestial Healing, will it help me?
What does
It's
it do?
like it's just a healing. It's a basic heal. It's a heal D6 type of thing.
You don't know?
Well, I would like to try it, see what happens.
Alright, you can try it.
I don't have that macro. I just know I have that ability.
Oh, okay. Well, does it have like a certain number of times a day or something like that? Probably.
It's a number of dice. So I have two dice I can use. I have a pool of 2 dice, and I'm just using a single one, which is just heal a single D6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this: you don't feel like you're being damaged health-wise.
Odd question, Shepard.
Yes.
As a native of Zem, is this something I've seen on
No.
things that die of exposure?
None of you have seen. Well,
So
I wouldn't say none of you, but you have never seen anything like this.
Okay, so is it going so rapid that I have fear that I might lose my hand?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well,
response to
hold on.
well,
It is going rapidly. Take that as you will. You don't know if you're losing your hand. Your hand feels fine, but the skin is cracking and it's going through your finger, along your hand, and it's getting to your wrist and your upper arm.
Well, I was just asking. I was asking how rapid that is because I
Very.
may cut my finger off to stop if I saw it was going that fast.
We'll pass finger.
Oh, that's.
Oh, is it still going?
Yes. We're getting the wrist area.
So, I response. If I use Searing Flame, which does fire damage, can I sear my hand?
You could.
I mean, I'm like,
Would you like to chop
yes.
off your hand? You may do so.
This isn't chopping off. This is one step short of chopping off my hand.
I mean, you got a party around you that have
yeah.
probably
I'd like
pretty
to-
big weapons. So.
I'd like to start before we do that to flush the wound with some water.
I was gonna say Tarrowin just upends his fucking water skin onto the.
And I have shape water, so I just
That
kind of like
that does
make
nothing.
it wobble.
His hand is now wet.
Okay, yeah, it was more just if it's sufficiently wet, does anything happen? And the answer appears to be no.
No. It's wet now, but it still has that dry, cracked look to it, and it's slowly going up the rest of his arm.
Am I actually getting hurt from this?
You don't feel like you are.
This is really weird. I do not understand this. You know what? There is a person here who is all-knowing. I'm like, let's go talk to the watchdog. She knows things, right? No? I don't know.
You're not going
What
to
am
have
I
time
supposed
for
to-
that.
Should I cut off his hand?
I do suppose that is in his discretion. That he
Alright,
quickly-
it's up to his elbow.
this is
That's
gonna
more than a
hurt.
hand now.
This is. I don't know what to do. I am going to searing flame my arm.
Okay.
This is gonna hurt.
Uh,
Oh, that's radiant damage. That isn't fire damage. I really don't know what I'm doing.
okay. Well, as you sacred flame your arm,
It's flame light.
true. That does appear to have slowed it down some.
But it's still going?
Oh, it's still going.
Okay. Well, I was going to cure wounds him regardless after he hurt himself.
Okay.
Because big ouch, so we'll get to see double effect.
What about holy water?
That hurt a lot.
9 points of healing.
Oh, thank you. I don't know. I
So
guess do we
it'll
keep
heal
going?
It'll heal. So you burn your freaking arm, and you're like on the ground going like. So I walk over and heal you, out of making you stop whimpering, but also to see if that fixes the problem.
Does it look like it's still peeling off?
Oh, your skin. So your skin isn't peeling off; it's cracking.
Oh, it's cracking. Oh,
It's
that's
cracking.
weird.
It looks. To kind of give you a kind of an idea, it looks kind of like your hand is turning to stone, but it doesn't look like stone. And it still looks like flesh, but it looks like mini canyons are going across your arm.
This is so weird. I don't know what this is. Is it?
Tyrion is gonna reach out and grab Rule's arm,
Mm-hmm.
and I just want to see if I can like work a claw into one of the cracks and just kind of like peel it open just a little bit to see like how deep it goes.
Ow! Why are you doing? Ow!
Okay. Roll. You ain't gotta roll anything, but that is extremely painful. Real. It feels.
What the fuck?
Normally that would be painful, but that feels more painful than it should be.
Don't. It's sensitive. It hurts a lot. I've got a question. Can I investigate my arm? I want to see if it looks like something.
If you think you can spend that amount of time to do so, yeah.
I mean, is it still crackling?
Yes.
Like we've only slowed it down. But God damn it!
It's still making its way up to your elbow.
Do we have holy water to try?
I think one of you does actually have holy water.
I'm gonna do Sacred Flame again. It's like, this hurts.
Well, this day is going well.
Let me check what's in my kit because I don't recall.
It doesn't really seem to be killing him because he's only screaming in pain when we're touching him.
I do have a flask of holy water apparently, so
Yeah, one of you is literally
I
a
will-
vampire slayer.
I will try that next. Sprinkle that over the top edge of the wound by the elbow there.
Alright, let's see. I gotta look something up. A lot of things could have happened. This is one of them. Alright, roll me 2d6. Okay. Alright, as you douse the area in the holy water, that combined with the sacred flame appears to have stopped it for now. Maybe.
I'm just gonna like, right now, Rule's just sweating. Not because of the heat, but just because of just like the sheer amount of effort he just had to go through. Because he purposely was hurting himself, and that was not pleasant for himself. He's like, what did you just do?
What did I just do? I
Yeah.
healed you.
You healed me.
Twice, actually.
Well, I'm not.
I have no idea what was about to happen to you, but, you know, I think an elbow is good enough time to stop. I got some notes.
Remember to damage yourself, by the way, because you just took.
I healed that.
The second
That was
time.
my cure.
The second one
again.
The second one is actual damage, right?
Yeah. So you hurt yourself for 7. I healed you for 9. You hurt yourself for 5. So you have 5 damage on you.
Yeah. What about that 2d6? Is that actually damage to me?
No.
That was just a roll he told me to do.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm gonna go with no.
If we can get more holy water, maybe we can dunk his arm in it.
Lisa, what is? Holy shit! I got something to tell you.
I have a sneaking suspicion. I will listen.
You being a, what you are and what you do, make me an intelligence check to see how much you know. But you do know something.
Holy shit, she's gonna kill him.
Okay. That's not natural. That's not made by any normal alchemical ingredient. That has only been seen through certain members of things. I don't know how much info you want to give out about your own character. But that is one of the symptoms, let's call them, of fiendish corruption.
I was thinking something similar to that, and I was about to ask if I could make a religion check to see if I could make any judgments about that based on the fact that holy water ended up being the solution.
Religion check on what, his arm or the globule?
Yeah,
or...
on the nature of things I know about either curses or creatures that have that sort of effect on people. Because, I mean, I carry holy water for a reason, for specifically monsters of certain kinds that are affected by it. So I'm just wondering if I would know anything about it. And I'm figuring that's a religion check.
That's kind of what the intelligence check was, to tell you that this is corruption of the fiend variety.
Well, I hate that.
So, where is the globule now?
It's on the ground still.
Yeah, it's on the ground.
It wasn't away in pain.
It wasn't really absorbed into him. He didn't really touch it enough to like.
I grab the torch and I just jam it on the glob.
Okay.
I've seen enough.
So.
All right, you shove the torch in the globule. It catches flame.
And I hold it there until it's ash.
Everybody, just don't touch him. Do not.
Stay still. Look at something.
So does anybody have any idea what just happened to me?
Besides the fact that you are an idiot.
As you touch the torch to the globule, it does catch fire, but it's not burning.
I see this, and what if I sacred flame that area for radiant?
Who knows?
Well, what if I do that? I mean, what if I just do that?
Don't know.
He
You
does it.
Lisa, can you back up so I don't hit you with this thing? Because I want that gun just as much as you right now. And then I'll cast.
Everybody just stay away from each other right now. Please.
Oh,
That's not by me.
Hold on.
Oh, by the way, for that
Sacred Flame isn't a cantrip, is it?
it is a
It is.
cantrip.
Oh, it is a cantrip. Okay, I was wondering why you had -1 spell slots. It's because you were testing stuff, wasn't it?
Oh.
Yeah, okay, then yeah, you can do it. But, okay, as you cast Sacred Flame and cast it on top of the globule, it will burst into flame and just...
Okay, so regular fire doesn't kill those things. I guess special fire kills those things.
Special
Okay,
fire?
okay.
It seems like it has a disdain for anything holy or sacred.
Well, that
It,
would be
it is an
That's-
item of demonic and fiendish origin.
It is pit.
and-
It is from the pit.
It is
That
not.
would make sense.
What is relevant is not its presence here as a element of this attack. It's that it was contained in a jar. Someone brought this here.
So you seem to know something more than I do. So what's going to happen to my arm?
Great question.
Probably, if I were to hazard a guess, if it is corruption, then you, Master Ether, I am of the presumption that you can produce more of that which we used.
Yeah, I can do that. That was kind of more of like in a panic. So, yeah.
That's good, because he may require that for some time.
You may want to see a local clergyman.
Maybe-
Shepard,
Maybe
Yeah.
that's what we should do.
What's up?
I would like to flip over the document to where it has like the map of the town. Is there anything labeled like a temple in the town?
Oh yeah, there's churches around here.
I point to whichever one is the closest, and I just go, maybe we should go here. Find more special water.
Find the closest good aligned church.
Any of you a cleric?
No.
Nope.
No cleric? I thought one of you was a cleric. No, okay.
No, I just, like, in character, I have a large religion check, but I'm not a cleric.
Oh,
I'm an
okay,
artificer.
never mind then.
Yeah, that's kind of how we both are. We're both not clerics, but have religion checks.
I'm proficient.
I mean,
It's
clerics
a real
are
willing-
notoriously low at wisdom checks, so... not wisdom checks, but religion checks, so...
Which is weird, but funny.
So rear wheeling, your exposure will only make you stronger.
That's not necessarily true.
Or he may turn into one of those demon things that's been assaulting people.
Yeah, see, I'm more worried about that.
On the,
Oh.
on the positive side, we have learned effectively what it is we're dealing with to some extent, even if it possibly has cost Master his life, which is unfortunate.
I'm still alive, so it's not yet.
dead, He's right there.
Which hand
Oh,
did you
no.
touch that with, anyway?
I would assume my draw hand, so that would be my right hand.
Okay.
Yep.
So we should go tell our employer about this discovery and have him and his guards look for anyone who has had large shipments of something in town. Look for large potion shipments that are out of the ordinary.
It's not a particularly large town, that might be an avenue of investigation. Although, if anybody has some material that they're willing to spare, and I don't suppose you have any more of that holy water at all?
I actually don't know how much I have left. I said I sprinkled it. I don't know how much of a flask you would have said I used.
Oh, you
there.
would have had to have pulled the whole thing on it.
Okay, so I would need to get some more holy water.
Right.
Yeah.
But it might be best to cover his arm from prying eyes for the time being, at least. It may not be something people would react to too kindly.
Make me a perception check.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Yeah. So, can we go to that temple now? If someone knows something more than we all
Yeah.
know, I would like to know that.
We
so
should.
I
We should
keep
go
my
to a
arm-
temple, and I can get some more holy water there.
Let's get this idiot to a temple.
You know what? We at least found out more about what this is from my action than any other thing we've done.
Why didn't you just drop a fingernail in there?
I don't. Maybe that wouldn't have been enough. Who knows? Either way, we're here now, and I'm alive. So we should go
Yes,
to a temple.
we can learn much from people like him.
It's true. That idiots certainly do have that place.
Taryn reaches out and pokes Rule's arm.
Ah,
It is
please.
extremely painful.
No, don't. That's not what I need right now. Do you see the
As-
sweat dripping from my face? I know
as-
you don't have words.
As you reach out and poke his arm, that bit of his arm where you poked has actually crumbled away and has left a divot.
Please, please, no more touching this. This kind of terrifies me.
Come on, we're getting this idiot.
Carowin whistles
Stop
innocently
poking
and
him.
walks away.
Scatter!
Alright, so, let me now gather you all up. Alright,
The gang knows.
let me see something.
I just imagine there's this whole thing where Tarowin just like sees the piece crumble off and like is like oh and just runs.
Alright,
I didn't do it.
we are getting to like the 3.5 hour mark, so I'm going to call it there. And we'll pick up next session at the church or the temple. You're heading to the temple or church, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll
Yep.
get that prepared for you. And we'll pick up there.
Neat.
But good job.
We're
You
off to a flag.
Tarowin
did a
walks in,
thing.
Where's the holy water? Throws Rule into it.
Don't worry, guys. I found out information. Me thinking to myself, look at a caster without an arm to cast.
It works.
Just switch your cantrip to the one that I have that's verbal only, and you'll be good.
How do you feel about being half drowned in holy water?
Alright.
Hey, if I live through it, I live through it.
Congratulations, you have survived session 1. I hope you all enjoy.
By a hair.
Classic D&D fashion. Let's do
we are-
something crazy.
We are the worst.
Yeah,
detectives.
we didn't find any combat. We didn't find anything super weird, so we just decided to touch the mysterious substance just to make the session interesting.
No combat.
I don't know, I would call that super
Nothing.
weird. I
No,
would
we
call
could've
that super
taken
weird.
We could have taken it to an alchemist and asked them.
A couple of things could have happened though.
Oh yeah, no, I figured
yeah.
that. I was like, you know what? We got to get some information. This will get
Yeah.
information.
My brain was spinning. I'm like, what can I do to investigate this further? And then you offered to touch it, and I'm like, perfect.
Okay.
That's what we'll do then.
Alright, I'm gonna do my outro and I'll come back in it.
Lisa said something that I greatly approved of. Nobody touch anything. Everyone get away from everybody else. I'm just like, got it, done. I'm out of here.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed that episode, the debut of Reborn in Flames. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm glad you joined us. So remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ding that little bell so you'll be notified when I post again. If you're watching on Twitch, thanks for coming. I hope you enjoyed today's session. And I will see you all next one.